An Indian origin woman and her husband are celebrating after charges that would have criminalized their Hindu prayers and that too on a beach were thrown out of the court. Sheila Jacklin, a 61-year-old garish Telugu designer that is born to parents from Andhra Pradesh, was charged with harassment and that too for chanting Sanskrit mantras and performing mudra gestures on the beach. And it all happened near her home in Norinne Betjemann, a remote hamlet near Brighton. Now, this whole incident happened after neighbors who bought a second home right next to them in 2014 said that the gestures were offensive and made around 100 complaints to the police. Meanwhile, Sheila's husband, Nigel Jacklin, whose age is 62 years old and who is a statistician, was charged with assault and harassment. A 3-day trial was scheduled to start on Tuesday at Brighton Magistrate's office. However, on the very first day, the Crown Prosecution Services applied to get the case adjourned. Now, it was refused by the magistrate and the prosecution then offered no offence and the trial collapsed. It was the second time a harassment case against Sheila over her Hindu prayers on the beach has reached the court. Now, the couple was charged this time with pursuing a course of conduct amounting to harass against their neighbors by starting into their property, loitering and intimidating behavior which caused distress. I have been praying on the beach all over the world since 1980s. I am a hippie. I am not interested in looking at my neighbor's house. Well, that's what Sheila told TOI outside the court. She said she had been doing Hindu prayers on the beach for past 22 years before the couple moved next door, pointing out that there was no temple nearby and it was really common to do Hindu prayers in an open air. Well, she said that it was important to practice in the same ashram. Now, to conflate one of the many mudras with an offensive gesture is a serious insult to Hinduism. She also referred to one of the complaints that her Aakash mudra was an offensive V sign. I should have the right to practice my religion freely in the United Kingdom. The idea I was going to be taken to the court for harassment for praying is actually absurd. Meanwhile, Nikhil added to this statement. He said, "We feel that this is racist and Hindu-phobic." A CPS spokesperson said, "We requested an adjournment in this case in order to discharge our disclosed obligation following late submission by the defense. Unfortunately, this request was refused by the court and we were regrettably left with no options but to offer no evidence." A Sussex police spokesperson said that they conducted a thorough, impartial investigation into multiple reports of harassment and one reported assault. It said inquiries were conducted without prejudice and both suspects were interviewed. Evidence was submitted to CPS, which approved charges of harassment and assault by battery. Before, no evidence was offered after magistrates declined a request for adjournment from CPS. They also added that it would continue to do all it could to protect our community and secure justice for victims of crimes. Well, what are your views on this? Do let us know in the comment section below and do follow TimesXP for more such updates.